Maybe you could put a montage together to open this video.
Now for our feature presentation.
When I do something, though, like intentionally do something, I'm like, Carly's gonna hate this. She'll be like, and I'll be like, throw the headphones across the room. 3, 2, 1.
Wasn't prepared for that.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of How About This Movie. Today we'll be reviewing the 1976 film Rocky. There will be no shout out for this one because we didn't post the picture. But if you want a chance to win a shout out, follow the Instagram, follow the Facebook. Carly will usually post an obscure picture of the film we're watching, and if you're the first person to guess it, you get the shout out. We're joined by Uncle Brian.
My best friend.
Hello, Internet.
Technically, he would be the one that would get the shout out because he was the one that
Recommended
suggested Rocky, but I'm not going to give him a shout. He's just going to be on the episode instead.
If you want to plug your Instagram for people to follow, you can do that, though.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Tyson, who was in this movie and who directed it?
Directed by John G. Avildsen. That was a hard name to pronounce.
I was having the same problem.
But he also directed the Karate Kid movies and Rocky 5.
So, Rocky, none of that bullshit in the middle. Rocky 5.
Yes.
All right.
But he did all 3 Karate Kids. Stars Sylvester Stallone as Rocky. Pretty obvious. He was in Rambo and the other Rockies and also the Expendables.
And guy's big in the series game.
Yeah. Talia Shire plays Adrian. She was in The Godfather and the other Rockies. Carl Weathers plays Apollo. He was in Predator and Happy Gilmore.
And he was a football player.
It's true.
For a team.
Burt Young plays Paulie. The only other good movie that I saw that he was in was Chinatown. And then Burgess Meredith plays Mickey.
Mickey.
He was in Clash of the Titans, and he was the Penguin in the 1960s Batman.
Presumably the original Clash of the Titans, not the 2009 or whatever.
The original Clash of the Titans.
Yeah. Because he was probably dead when the new ones came out.
Maybe. I don't remember.
He's very old in 1976.
Yeah.
So.
He's one of those that have always been old.
Yeah.
Like Walter Matthau.
Yeah. Came out the pussy old.
Yeah.
Just birthed at an old age.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's it?
That's all I wrote down.
Those are
Those are the main 5.
Yeah, those are the
People.
main. Rocky's inspired by a real boxer whose name was Chuck Wepner. Pretty sure that's correct. And his fight against Muhammad Ali. So it's a boxing movie that follows a lot of the same storyline as Chuck Wepner, at least for this Rocky.
Yeah.
It kind of takes more creative liberty. I don't think Chuck Wepner avenges Muhammad Ali's death against a Russian man.
I don't think that happened.
4 movies later.
Yeah, 4 movies later in real life.
Right.
But
Is that what happens in the Rockies?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
shit.
yeah, spoiler alert for Rocky 4.
Oh, snap.
Did he fight Hulk Hogan?
I don't believe so.
Mr. T?
Yes, but not like sanctioned. It was just kind of like they got mad at each other.
It was at a
Okay.
bar, and
Yeah.
some words were said.
Okay.
But it follows the titular character Rocky Balboa as an amateur fighter, kind of the struggles of an amateur fighter, someone who's realistically at this point fought past his prime, and then getting through a crazy, just like, no, he can't fight, turn of events, getting a chance to fight the heavyweight champion of the world, Apollo Creed, who is, as I said, based on Muhammad Ali. And then hilarity ensues. Not really.
Not much hilarity,
No.
other than just like him not winning.
Wow, spoiler alert for a movie that is 43 years old.
By the way, he doesn't win.
In this movie.
No.
I would say he does win, though.
He won his goal.
Moral victory, because he goes the distance.
He
He
set
does.
a
With-
realistic goal for himself, and he reached it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Probably the part that I like the most about the movie is when Rocky and Adrian are laying in bed together, and he goes over the fact that he is past his prime, and he knows that he cannot beat Apollo Creed,
Yeah.
but he sets himself a different goal.
Yeah.
It's powerful. It may not be the best acted, it may not be the best written, but the sentiment and the scene there is powerful. When if you can apply that to yourself, hey, I may not be able to beat this, but I can do the best I can.
Yeah.
And that's what he sets himself up to do.
And that Sly himself says that he feels that's the most important scene of the movie. Production wanted to cut that out of the movie because they were behind schedule, and over budget. And Sly basically just dug his heels in the ground and said, no, this is the most important scene. They gave him one take, and that's what they got. And I completely agree. I think it is the most important scene of the movie. I agree that this movie could be better in like the acting, but it's not well written from a dialogue standpoint. It is a well written movie, though.
Yeah.
It is a good story from start to finish.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sly just didn't make relatable characters necessarily. And that's not even necessarily true either.
I feel like he wrote the script as Rocky.
Yeah.
Like,
Would
he
write it.
channeled Rocky
Yeah.
to write the script.
Also, it was based on a fight that happened in 1975, and the movie came out in 1976. So he probably wrote it very quickly.
Yeah.
So there is also probably, if I had to guess, probably a little bit of that. That it was a 4-month turnaround time.
Yeah.
Just shat the whole thing out. He didn't write shit for dialogue, and yeah, like you said, it's like he just channeled Rocky when he wrote it. But like the overarching theme and story of the movie is a good one.
It's about self-reflection and making sure you set realistic goals.
Plus, probably the ultimate training montage ever filmed.
It is like the gold standard of training montages.
Absolutely.
We had Eye of the Tiger on our wedding playlist.
You guys are married?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. You were there.
Some really cool guy married us, actually.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Speaking of over budget,
The budget
Well, that's what I did.
was $960,000 estimated. Don't have an exact number. But its total gross over its lifetime is $117 million.
so much money.
Yeah. So hopefully Sly got some more royalty check sort of guaranteeing his contract, because whatever they paid him wasn't enough for how much money this
Well,
movie made.
They paid him enough for him to come back for Rocky 2, and then
Yeah.
3, and then 4, and then 5,
And then
the
Creed,
offshoots.
and then Creed 2.
Well, he was doing, like, he didn't have royalties on the first one, so he's like, I'll do the second one, but I need a new contract.
Could be.
But you can also tell, like, that it was made for relatively cheap. Not that $1 million isn't a lot of money, but like,
this is basically an indie movie.
yeah, a lot of shots were actually filmed without permits, just like on the streets. Like the director got in a side panel van, opened the door, and filmed Rocky as he's like running down the street and shit.
That's great. I love that.
Very gorilla.
Reminds me
Yeah.
of Bowfinger.
I don't know
Like
what
the
it is.
premise of Bowfinger, or is that
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The premise of Bowfinger.
I didn't know if Bowfinger was actually filmed like that in a way or something.
I don't think so.
It would be weird.
It would be
It'd
weird.
be very meta.
Like, basically, if I'm remembering correctly, the premise of Bowfinger was like to make a movie without the star of the movie knowing he's in the movie.
Yes.
Just $117
Number one
million.
movie of 76.
Yeah. Highest grossing movie of 76. It was. So you kind of already touched on your favorite scene, Uncle.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have another favorite scene, or is it that one?
The other one that I think is most impactful is the scene with his trainer after he signs the fight with Apollo. Mickey comes and he's like, "Hey, you need a trainer, man. I'm going to train you, Rocky. I'm going to train you." And Rocky loses his shit on him, tells him basically fuck off. And then Mickey leaves, and then Rocky chases him down. Says, "Yeah, let's do this."
That was a really good one.
That. Like, before he chases him down, that part where he's just like, Mickey's standing on the stairs, and he's just.
elbowing the door over and over.
Yeah, that was.
Just out of frustration.
Yeah.
Just throwing bows.
What's your favorite scene?
Aside from like the like fighting aspect of the movie, I liked his personal aspect with his turtles. Like, I loved his relationship with the turtles, and I don't know if he is really into his turtles because of the girl at the pet shop, or he got really into the girl at the pet shop because of his relationship with the turtles.
No, because he bought the turtles from her, so I'm pretty sure he got really into the turtles because of the girl at the pet shop.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, I'm really mad at you. You know why I'm mad at you? The last box of food had too many mods. I have to punch them. And then get hell dog.
Do you remember the names of the turtles?
I asked like 3 times during the movie.
Link and something with a C.
Cuff
Cuff.
and Link.
Cuff Link.
Yes.
I thought it was...
Fun fact, they are the same turtles throughout the entire Rocky franchise.
Fun fact.
Fun fact.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite scenes. This is the integration of the turtles into the story.
Another fun fact
Fun fact.
about the animals, the dog, Butkus, was Sylvester Stallone's personal dog.
Bison, what was your favorite scene in this movie?
I'd have to say the Mickey in the apartment scene.
Yeah.
That scene was just super powerful because Rocky's getting pissed because Mickey comes to him now when he doesn't really need him. And he's like, "Where the fuck were you when I did need you?"
And after he just dumped him and said that he's not dumping him, but stopping
He's done with it.
He's done with him
Yeah.
because he's a nobody.
Yeah.
Now he's fighting the heavyweight champion of the world, and now he's a somebody.
Mm.
Like, go fuck yourself.
That's my favorite thing. What about you, Daxton?
So my favorite scene to make fun of is the ice rink. It's him and Adrian, and he's talking about what a Southpaw is, and points south, South Jersey, South Philly, South. Hey, you know, South.
9 minutes.
Southpaws.
Southpaw, South Jersey, South Philly, you know. That's my favorite scene to make fun of. But I think when Adrian snaps on Paulie and just starts beating the shit out of him,
I don't owe you anything.
that's probably
I was good to you.
one of my favorite scenes, just because it was cool to see that transformation of her just like being the doormat, just taking Paulie's shit, because I mean it's really whatever. Like, she's used to it. He's her brother, blah blah blah, and then she's just like, you know what, fuck this guy, and she just starts beating on him.
It's true.
Fuck that guy anyway.
Yeah, fuck that guy anyway. What would you score this movie, and would you recommend it?
This is my first time seeing the movie, and it was almost exactly as I expected. Like, it's a pretty good movie. I can see why it's referenced a lot. I think it's 6.5 out of 10, just because it's an older movie. Some of it didn't age great. But yeah, I would definitely recommend it.
Jason, what would you score this movie, and would you recommend it?
This is a great movie. I'd give it 8 out of 10. Pretty iconic. Well, I'd say very iconic. But writing's good, direction was good, story's good. Acting, despite what you guys say, I think was good for the characters. So yeah, I'd recommend it. 8 out of 10. Good movie. Great movie.
Do you want to go last as the guest, or do you want...
I'll go.
Okay.
We'll let you, as the host, have the final say. I'm going to also give it an 8 out of 10. Very similar sentiments with Tyson. It is very iconic. Despite the fact that it's easily mocked because of the acting, it's still a great movie.
Yeah. So, I will say that I think, purely from a dialogue standpoint, is the only problem I have with the writing. I think it's an awesome story, and I think the characters are well written. I just think that maybe a second set of eyes on the dialogue would have probably punched it up a little bit. I don't think the acting was bad, but they were saying what was written very well, but what was written was a series of mumbles for 2.5 hours. The only person that could speak with any sort of diction was Apollo Creed. Mickey mumbled, Polly mumbled, Rocky mumbled, Adrian mumbled.
There was a lot when... What was the brother's name?
Maybe it's just
Polly.
like you might have a little bit of trouble with the Philly accent.
There was an entire sentence that I did not understand what Polly was saying at all.
Well, he's also a drunk.
I understand that he's a drunk, but like, it's not that it was addressed that he was mumbling. It's just that I didn't understand what he was saying, and everybody moved on.
I've heard a lot of people speak with a Philly accent, and it might be a little bit of that. But I just think that they were just mumbling. I just think they were mumbling.
Enunciation could help.
I'm not a huge fan of the movie. I do think that it's iconic. I'd give it like a 6 out of 10, but I would also recommend it. I think from a story standpoint, it's very well done. And I also think that, like, it's kind of classic American cinema. It's something that I think you should watch just out of the respect that the movie's owed. Like, I'll probably never watch it again. I've watched it twice now. I'll probably never watch it again.
I'll probably watch it again.
But I think that you should absolutely watch it. I mean, I'm the majority that didn't really enjoy the movie. Like, I absolutely do not think it's a bad movie. But I'm probably good. Seen it twice. I think I'm good now.
Was this on the list of 1,000 movies to see before you die?
I didn't see that note anywhere, but I didn't get all the way through the fun facts, because just kind of letting him do it, because it's...
Because we are trying to
his
chisel
show.
away that list.
I wouldn't doubt that it's on there.
I would be very surprised if it wasn't.
Yeah.
Because it's... Like you guys all said, it's iconic.
Yeah.
And I completely agree. Like, a lot of what Rocky did is still emulated in movies today. Whether it's Team America, where they're making fun of the training montage, or every other movie ever. Like a lot of what they did in this movie is still done today.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing. I just personally only think it's okay. But yeah, I absolutely recommend it. I think it is
And
a movie
anybody
you should watch.
that ever visits Philly always climbs those stairs and takes that Instagram photo.
I mean,
it's like a staple in pop culture. It's something you have to do.
They actually
nowadays.
built the statue.
Sylvester Stallone commissioned the statue.
But they allowed him to put it there.
It's true.
So yeah, Sly. I did not know that Sly commissioned the statue.
Yeah.
Takes a little bit of the wind out, but they still let him put it there.
He might be slightly narcissistic.
No, he's definitely slightly narcissistic.
Slightly.
Slightly.
He's definitely very slightly.
But yeah, I mean, all that being said, like, it's not a bad movie. It's just not my favorite. But I definitely think it's one that should be watched.
Acceptable.
Yeah. I definitely think if you don't watch Rocky, you're missing out.
Absolutely. I think we do also have Rocky to blame/thank for every 80s TV show ever having a montage in at least one episode.
Yeah, it is a highly utilized technique in storytelling now.
Yes.
Did it christen the montage? Is
I'm going with yes.
I don't know that it did,
definitely popularized.
I feel that's what I was gonna say. I feel like it would
For
have
sure.
popularized the montage. Gonna need a montage.
I like how
You get a pass.
in that scene when he's about to drink the eggs, you can see him like trying to psych himself up.
Oh,
to do it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
He's like,
It's like,
Yeah.
Don't throw up. Don't throw up. Don't throw up.
but he had the balls to do it.
yeah, I don't.
He had the huevos.
The huevos.
The
He had
huevos?
the eggs. The eggs to drink those eggs.
I was thinking about the scene where he's walking the girl home.
The little one.
Yeah.
He's just talking about how you don't want to be a...
I'm going to use the swear word, you know.
You're a whore.
Like, what, mister? Like, I understand that he's a professional boxer. But if my daughter came home and was like, that boxer guy just called me a whore, I'd probably have to take him out.
I don't think he was calling
He
her
was
a whore.
not calling
I was
her
thinking
a
he was
whore.
saying if you keep hanging out with who you're hanging out with and doing the things that you're doing,
You're going to get the
you're gonna be
reputation.
labeled as a whore.
That is, yeah,
Yes.
that's what it came off as. Yeah, he wrote like this like neighborhood hero subplot kind of thing to Rocky, where like he wants to be the neighborhood hero, but he also just kind of gets shit on by everyone,
Absolutely.
and he also works for definitely a bookie.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm.
He's a thumb breaker.
Yeah.
A kneecapper.
Yeah.
You do see more of the neighborhood hero in Rocky 2.
Yeah, because he actually turns into kind of a
He-
neighborhood. hero.
yeah, I
He
mean,
does.
He goes the distance against the heavyweight champion of the world. He should be.
Hmm.
I mean, there are some places where he goes and people are like, Rocky, yeah, it's Rocky. Hey, everybody, it's Rocky. But, like, the little girl did not like him. She
Hey,
was,
Rocky.
Screw you.
you creepo.
Well, you won't get recognized for you. You'll get recognized for the reputation. Or remembered.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You'll get remembered for
Yeah.
the reputation.
It really wasn't, like, a bad speech that he gave her. It's like, hey, think about what you're doing, you know? You don't want to end up down the wrong path, but she just shit all over him. He's like, oh, man, I shouldn't be giving advice, huh? I'm aware, by the way, that my Stallone impression is dog shit.
It's like how people do the Arnold Schwarzenegger impression.
It's
just
way...
like you take the
yeah.
the impression and just pump it up.
Or like how people do walk-in.
Or
Yeah.
how you guys do Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. It's like the most like base, terrible part, and then I'm just like, to 100. I'm aware. I don't think that it's good.
Comment how bad it is.
Please.
Please.
Discourage him from ever doing it again.
Adrian!
Adrian!
Only you can put a stop to this internet.
I mean, that's really what he sounds like. I did it! But he's also just gone 15 rounds.
With the champ.
I'd probably sound... Actually, I wouldn't. I would sound like... Because I'd be done.
You'd have been done in 3.
Even if he didn't knock me out. Say that I had the chin for it. I don't have the wind. It's just... Yeah, throw in the towel. We're going home. He hasn't even hit you. I did not ask for your opinion. I am tired and would love a sandwich.
I'm sleepy and hungry. Leave me alone.
I would be winded walking from the locker room to the ring. That would wind me.
It'd be a really bad look. I'm in the corner getting like iced up and rubbed down and cut, and then they're handing my asthma inhaler.
They're like, okay, ready to start round one?
Yeah, no, I think I'm out, guys. I think I'm done. That I slept wrong like 3 weeks ago, and I can't. I'm gonna go home.
Do some ibuprofen.
For real.
Some smelling salts.
No. Terrible. Fun
Facts are fun. Sylvester Stallone sold the script for $20,000. Got paid the SAG minimum wage of $350 per week during filming.
Just for the record, I would take that deal in a heartbeat.
Absolutely.
Even
Even
nowadays
today.
economy, back in '76, that was a fuckload of money.
Yeah.
$20K and then $350 a week.
Yeah.
I would take that deal tomorrow.
You could buy a house immediately.
I know my boss would be mad. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go work for someone as a SAG member, a member of the Screen Actors Guild. But $350 a week. Can you match it? No. All right. I gave up halfway on the fake phone call, like halfway through the joke.
It's okay.
It's fine. I don't commit to anything. Not even my marriage.
Maybe you just turn on your Bluetooth headset.
We talked about the turtles.
Talked about the turtles.
Frank Stallone is in the movie. That is Sylvester's brother. His father is also in the movie. Probably because they're cheap.
Yeah.
There were 3 other actors for the role of... Oh, dude, don't fuck with the microphone.
Didn't do anything.
I mean, the camera
You
caught
interrupted
you
his
doing
thought. I was
something.
listening.
I didn't do anything.
For the role of Adrian, I want to say one of them was Bette Midler, which, thank God, because could you imagine?
That would be a very strange role for Bette Midler.
It would. I'm pretty sure Talia got it because of her family, and she was probably cheap as well.
And her ability to stand quietly.
Yes, and be homely.
Yeah. I like to picture her. She's actually not in the movie. She's just like one of the caterers. And because they were kind of operating on a lower budget, they're like, hey, glasses, come stand here and hand him a box. And then Rocky Sylvester Stallone just improvises the whole love arc right there.
Could be.
That's what I'm going to pretend happened.
She actually worked in the pet store. They're like, hey, we're filming a movie. You're going to be in it.
You're in it now. I hope that's okay. The person that was supposed to play you is sick, and you work here, so you actually know about the turtle food or whatever.
She's just too mousy to say no.
Okay.
Another fun fact is the original ending was scrapped after test audiences did not like it.
What was the original ending?
The original ending was Rocky left the ring and found Adrian in the hallway, in the tunnel, and just left. Retired and opened their own pet shop.
I still think that's a better ending.
Probably.
That's a little bit less
Conducive?
sequel driven. And I don't think it was a bad ending. I think him being excited that he met his goal and getting to celebrate in the ring was awesome. He got to have his he got to have his moment. But
So
I think the
Fuck
closure,
everyone else. Let's leave.
I think the closure offered by him just saying fuck it and leaving with Adrian is better.
Yeah. I'd be interested in finding that footage and watching it.
Yeah. Send it our way, Sly.
Please, send it.
Yeah.
We'll critique it.
Sly
In
watches
fact-
our podcast.
You can come on the channel and watch it with us. How's that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gives a nice boost to our viewership. That Sly boost. We need it.
Sly boost.
I'll just put in the title with Sylvester Stallone anyway.
Just put like a fucking asterisk by it.
I think the title should be all caps. How many Expendables movies are there?
3.
We're in Expendables 4? Question mark. We met Sly Stallone.
Question mark.
Asterisks.
Asterisk. Then we could get a giant cardboard cutout of Rocky and have him in here for the... Okay.
For the footage.
Yeah.
Do it.
Sweet. Fucking clickbait YouTube, here we come.
Yeah.
Playing the game.
We need like a thumbnail that's got like a red circle and like a red arrow pointing towards it, and like some nondescript thumbnail. That we have.
Bright color background.
Yeah.
I read something, it was the first sports movie to win an Academy Award for Best Picture.
Could be. I don't recall.
I didn't fact check that.
Yeah.
I usually don't, because no one watches. If I'm wrong, so what?
You're supposed to believe everything you read on the internet.
Yeah, that's
right?
what I'm saying. I fucking do, and just say it up
Right.
here.
You're not allowed to put anything not true on the internet.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I read that on the
Believe
internet.
Everything you read on the internet.
Yeah, that's all I got. Anything else?
There you go. Thank you for this.
I got nothing.
Any other gems or nuggets you want to share with the class?
No, I'm good.
All right. Well, that's it.
We're done.
We're done. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thanks for coming.
Absolutely.
It was a lot of fun. We like early. I won't speak for these. I like when we can get guests over and have another perspective.
It's a fun holiday movie for the holidays.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we watched this for Thanksgiving. It's going to be up after Thanksgiving because Thanksgiving for us is tomorrow.
It's true.
You're watching this now, so you know it's up after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, unless you're. It'll technically be up before Thanksgiving, just
True.
not Thanksgiving 2019.
Yeah. Well, this is preview for Thanksgiving 2020.
Yeah, just to really get you ready for the turkey
Yeah.
that you're going to have in like 360 days.
Thanksgiving 2020, we're doing planes, trains, and automobiles.
Yes, and we're going to be hopefully in the new studio.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Follow social medias at Jecll Studios, Jecll Studios, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, JDate, LinkedIn. That's right, bringing back that stupid joke. If you want a chance to get a shout out on the podcast, remember to follow specifically the Instagram and the Facebook. Most of the time, we post pictures of the movie we're watching. First person to guess it gets a shout out. We'll shout you out on the podcast. It doesn't just have to be your name. We'll plug an Instagram or we plug my buddy Dawson's band. You know, pretty flexible as long as it's not Nazi stuff. We're pretty much open to plugging your stuff, if you know what I'm saying.
Let us plug you.
Let us plug your stuff. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell us what movies you want us to watch. Tell us what your favorite boxing movie is. It's probably Grudge Match, right? That's the best boxing movie.
Cinderella Man.
I wasn't being serious. Grudge Match is terrible.
Grudge Match is terrible. Raging Bull, probably best.
I think my favorite might be, that I've seen, is probably I Bleed for This. The Vinny story.
Mm.
Oh, the one with Miles?
Yeah. I think that's my favorite boxing movie that I've seen.
It's a good one. Spotify.
Oh, yeah.
Rate us on the iTunes podcasts.
Yeah, we are
Give us
on-
a rating. Give us some feedback.
We're on Spotify and Apple Podcasts up to about October of last year. Got a late start to audio only, so it's not all up yet, but, you know, you can find old stuff on there if you don't want to watch the videos. I know I have a face for radio, so it's a little bit hard to watch, but I thank you for sticking through it with us. Anything else you guys got? Happy Thanksgiving, however many days ago that
Here in the U.S.
passed, however much time has passed. Happy Thanksgiving that many days ago to you from us here at Jecll Studios. Remember, that's Jecll Studios. Thanks for watching, and as always, hey, So I'm not a professional actor. It's not what I do for a living.
Yes.
We are narrowing it down, you guys. Just on. I met with a guy, black leather couch. Said that
How
I
did
could
that
make
turn out for you?
$500 to $1,000 a week.
Yeah.
So far, all I have is an itchy butthole and no money.
That's how they get you.
It is how they get you.
Leather couches seem really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until they're fucking you in the ass over their desk.
Yeah.
It's true.